Hello everyone, I'm jdflutes. This is my new 2019 flute design. This is a bass A tuned to 440 Hz. In this video I will demonstrate to you how to play this flute correctly, the do's and the don'ts. But first of all, let me say that this is a customer's flute. It's been bored using a 1 1/4 gun drill bit. The wood's not been split. This is a one-piece flute. I don't glue my flutes together. This is a one-piece flute. It should last you a lifetime if you take care of it. This is an oil finish. An oil finished. As you can see, it has a little bit of a satin shine to it. It's very smooth and it smells wonderfully. Excuse me. This customer here, he wanted my deer antler fetish. These flutes will come with different fetishes. I will send you photos of the fetishes that I'm making as of right now. This one here is wrapped with black soft deer leather. Very nice. The finger holes. This new design, they are fairly small and they are fairly close together, as you can see. Up on the bottom it will have, try not to hit my light, jdflutes A. Right on the bottom. It's a very nice flute. First of all, let me say, to play this flute correctly, when you get this flute, when I ship it to you, I'll have a note on this flute, on the package. Please open carefully. And please do not move this fetish, because that's very important. This fetish, I have it in the perfect position. If it's off just a little bit, this flute, by being so large, it will have a tendency to squeal. So when you unwrap your flute, make sure you do not move this fetish. It needs to be tight, very secure, and also, if you can see, right here, it needs to be perfectly in line with this sound hole here, the square hole in front of this fetish. It needs to be perfectly in line, and also, if you look down your flute, it needs to be perfectly straight. It's got to be straight and in line with this sound hole for it to play correctly. Also, you can't play this flute here like you can like a middle tone flute, like an F sharp or G or something like that with a lot of high blowing, high pressure. You can't do that with the flute this large. You got to relax and you got to just play softly. How you would do that on your lower notes, you can't do like you can a middle tone flute, like using pinholes, like you can't blow this flute like that because it'll squeal. You have to hold your mouth like you're blowing on a mirror, like you have to do it like that. You can't. Now when you get up to the top, you can do. And they're like you're spitting out watermelon seeds. You can do that up here at the top. But when you're playing your lower notes, you got to give it that volume. You know, not a lot of pressure, but that volume. First, what I would recommend you to do, also, before I say that, make sure you cover up all your finger holes. If you got just the slightest little opening, this flute will squeal. Your fingers, you need to hold them flat. Even though these holes are small, you still need to hold them completely flat. Don't hold your flute like that. Also, you know, if you women, if you have fingernails, you will scratch up the top of this flute. And you don't want to mess up your flute like that. You know, this is a high dollar flute, high quality flute. You don't want to mess it up. Hold your fingers flat. I don't care if you got fingernails that long. If you hold that flute flat, you can play this flute. So, make sure you hold your fingers flat and cover up the holes. Don't give it any openings. It will squeal. So first of all, what I would do, if I was you, I would practice on that lower note. That lower note is going to be your hardest note of all with this flute, since it's so large. Remember, blow like that, not like that on your lower notes. Also, you know, if it's got a little bit of piece of lint or something, you know, put your finger here. You never have to take this fetish off. Just put your finger over this hole and blow hard. And make sure you blow everything out, just in case if you have a little small piece of lint or something. But you have to excuse me today. I'm having shortages of breaths. My sinuses are bothering me, so I'm gonna do the best I can. But make sure when you get your flute, I would just practice on that lower note first until you got that down pat. Because that's going to be the hardest thing of all with this flute. After you get that lower note, the rest of the flute's going to be very easy for you folks. Okay. Remember, like you're blowing on the mirror. See, that's all you need right there, but this flute will go higher than that, you know, if you blow it correctly. See, what I would do, I would practice to see just how hard you can blow this flute. So you can blow it fairly good with a lot of volume. But once you get that lower note, like I said, you won't have to blow it hard the way I make these flutes. You won't have to blow it hard. It will be in tune. How I'm getting that huh, 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 huh sound, that vibrato sound, is from my stomach. It's like you're singing through your flute. If I didn't do that, it would sound like this. by singing through your flute from your stomach, it'll sound like this. Like I said, once you get that lower note, this flute will be very easy for you. You don't have to worry about that with the shorter flutes, 1-inch bores. You know, it's just on the real big flutes you have to worry about that. At my tenor with this large flute, you can go up to a high B, a very high B with it. Having trouble breathing today. Excuse me. said, I'm having a lot of trouble breathing today. But this flute will take very easy breath. It's just that I'm having a lot of sinus problems because of the weather. I barely can breathe. But you will enjoy this flute if you learn the basics. You know, you learn how to control your breath, how you hit your main note, which will be the hardest, and then on your second note, blow very little breath, because if you don't, if you blow it real hard, you can tell when you're overblowing your flute. This is a bass flute. This is not a real short flute. This flute is probably, I don't know, 32 inches long, 31 and a half, I don't know. I didn't measure it. But this is a long flute, folks. And, you know, if you play this flute correctly, you will love it. Like I said, low breath, a little bit more breath, a little bit more breath. It's just like when you go up the note, you add more and more breath to your flute. And like I said, up here, you can blow like you're spitting watermelon seeds. Down here, you blow like you're blowing on a mirror. But I promise you, you'll love this flute if you purchase one. But like I said, it's not a flute that you're going to get out there and on the outside or whatever and you're going to play the crap out of it. This flute here is made for relaxing, for meditation, you know, and just enjoying yourself, you know, having a quiet moment for yourself. That's what this flute's for. You know, you can't expect this large flute to be as loud as a little small short F sharp. Like F sharp will get way on up there. You know, that's a middle tone. This is a very low tone. Even though it's a low tone, you still got to right smarter volume. You know, I'm not adding, I don't have a mic. I'm not adding any type of sound effects, no reverb, no anything to this flute. What you see is what you get. If you add a little reverb to this flute, wow, you will be amazed of its voice. It has a wonderful voice, and like I said, you can hit some extra high notes. It'll go all the way up to a high B. A high B, almost a C. But these flutes are not easy to make. This flute I start off with like a 32-inch piece of wood. It'll be a block, a 2x2 block. Before I start to work on that block, before I cut it, before I do anything to it, I'll pray over that wood. You know, and I'll ask God to bless that piece of wood and ask Him to help me to make this flute, because without His help I couldn't make these flutes. These flutes are not easy to make. They have to be made perfect. You know, if you have one little slight movement off on it, you know, one little thing off on this flute, it will not play. This flute will cause you to almost want to pull your hair out, you know, to make. It is not an easy flute to make. But without God's help, you know, I knew I couldn't make it. I start off with that piece of block of wood. I ask God to bless it, and even when I'm working on that piece of wood, all the way up till I finish this flute, I'm asking the Lord to bless it. And He helps me. So if you would like to have one of these flutes, like I said, this one here is my new 2019 design. It's different from my old design. It's a better flute. This is an oil finish. And it's a bass A tuned to 440 Hertz. If you would like one, simply give me a phone call or shoot me an email. If you shoot me an email, A lot of times if I'm not so busy and if I'm not about to try to pull my hair out making these big flutes, I'll email you within 5 to 10 minutes. You know, I might have my earmuffs on, I might can't hear the phone, you know. I could be running some, you know, boring out something. That machine's, it's extremely loud. So I might can't hear it, but I will get back to you when I see your email. If you call me, it just might be 24 hours before I can call you back because I have a lot of customers, folks. And this stuff I'm doing it strictly by myself from start to finish. You know, even shipping, I do everything myself. So when you get your flute, it will be done by me, all the way down to the boxing. You know, shipping it off, it will be done by me. So I'm gonna make sure this flute's done correctly for you. If you would like one, all my information will be on below this screen, and I also have it at the end of this video. Just pause it, and you will be able to get all my information. You know, and I want to thank you all for continuing to purchasing my flutes. I couldn't do it without you. And I want to continue to thank God for helping me, because I would be lost without Him. He's the one that's helped me. I haven't looked at anyone, you know, I've looked at videos, but there's not much videos out there that teaches you how to do stuff. I've learned this stuff through by the Lord, you know. That's how I learned how to make these flutes. Also, a lot of flute makers, you know, they're not going to share what they do, you know. But, you know, my knowledge comes from Him. I got a few minutes left. And if I can play this flute like that, and I can hardly breathe today, You know this flute plays very easy, folks. Very easy. A lot of flute makers will say that these flutes take a lot of breath, but I promise you, the way I'm making these flutes, they will take very little breath. They don't take a lot of breath, not the way I make them. It took me a lot of time to figure out a way to make these flutes play just as easy as they can. You know, it took me a lot of time to figure it out. I'll make one and I'll try to do better on the other one, you know, the next one. That's the way I was doing. I'll keep improving until I got it down pat to where I was happy. And I feel like I'm pretty happy right now. I don't think it might can get a little bit better, I don't know, but to me it has a wonderful voice, and it's where I like it. I like it. So if you would like to have one, if you'd like to try out one, you know, I won't recommend this flute. I got a couple of minutes. I won't recommend this flute for a beginner, but if you've played flutes before, get you one. You should have enough experience to know how to control your breath to be able to play this flute. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Be safe, and I'll see you later. Thank you so much.